What it do, family? It's episode 77 of Young, Black, and Opinionated. How y'all doing today?
I am very, very, very well. How are you, Lassie?
I'm doing good.
Good. So episode 77, we have a great show for you all. So welcome to the experience. Doom, doom, doom.
Say it sound like we need that. Doom, 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 doom.
Welcome to the experience. Young, Black, and Opinionated.
Say, put that under there.
So this right here is a penny dropper.
Whoa. No. Lassie.
Yes, ma'am.
How was your birthday? Tell the people.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I missed you in action on
Been
Tuesday.
a while. I
He was in
know.
there. He was like, hey, fuck it up, bitch.
Bye. I went to dinner with family and friends. Unfortunately, we all couldn't miss the radio show because I don't want people to be like, dang, she didn't invite Reese Morgan. No, we all can't miss the
They
radio
need
show.
us.
But my mom was in town, so I got to see her. So it was my boyfriend and his friends and his family, and we went to Olive Garden. Shout out to Mwanje.
Oh.
See, baby, everybody
God
been.
bless. God bless.
Right. Shout out to
Right,
that. Let me rephrase that. Shout out to Mwanje's Christmas gift. I'll put it that way.
God be blessing.
And then, just had cake and then, work life. So,
So what'd you do with my Christmas gift?
What y'all do? What you give her?
A robot.
Oh, God.
My nigga said a robot.
You got what kind of robot? Does it do things?
It was one from Shark Tank. Anyway.
Is it Purple Monster?
Why is it purple?
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm trying to dig deeper here.
But you said purple. Where's purple coming from?
I don't know. What'd you get?
Look at her face.
What type of robot did you get?
Moving along.
I can't know the answer. The people can't know the answer. What you got for Christmas? All right. It's not.
The robot hit you the one that wink and not the one that stink. Just like.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Y'all tell me what that means.
Anyway.
No idea.
You know what it means.
I thought I was nasty.
It ain't about being nasty.
You started this barbecue shit. Anyway.
Barbecue.
This barbecue shit. Anyway, I had an amazing day.
You had the monster too?
No, I just had an amazing day. I see my grandma today. She had me cracking up laughing. You're an idiot.
Aw, shout out to Grams.
I came to the car. She was like, she looked out because my mom said she was fussing today. I came to the car. She looked at me. She said, "Pammy?" I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, that's my mom." I'm like, "Nah." So we was laughing. So who did your hair? Old people. I'm like, oh, so I'm like, African. The Africans did my hair. She's like, oh, okay. So then my cousin started talking about something about getting a haircut or something. So then she's like, oh, African man did your hair? And I'm like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Get your little Serge Ibaka over there.
So my mom was just over there laughing. It was just funny just to see everybody. And she's a character. She really is. So it made me think of the old days when we was kids and we used to be over there and she used to be going off and cussing up a storm. But
Let me see a little,
that's
that
Grams.
vibranium streak you got in your hair back there. Let me see. That one right here.
Talking about my color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's vibranium.
Yeah. Anyway. So that was my day. Mwanje, how was your day? How was your sister's graduation party?
It was great. I had a great time. I was up like, oh man.
She graduated from high
4
school?
o'clock. Yep.
Aww.
Like 4 this morning.
She said,
And my
The rough time. She about to enter the real world.
yeah, man. So it was fun. A lot of family. Me too. A lot of family was there.
Oh.
If you check my Insta story, you'll see some of the pictures we took. It's actually just one, but there's multiple.
Who said? Y'all see how niggas lie?
It's one that I posted, but it is multiple pictures.
I don't even see your
got.
Insta story.
Hilarious.
Oh, it should be up there. And it was fun. I had a good time.
Lassie's a character.
We had cake. We had
Not his picture.
picture.
Somebody else.
Oh, I was just saying, like,
Don't talk about my family.
Right. Who's that? Let me see.
Oh, like, who put that on her head? Want to show the people the camera again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you beat that out last time, huh? You could blur it out. Can't you put a little YBL sticker right there?
No.
Bounce.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great time.
Go boom.
I'm finna just have to go to your page.
Just to be petty, I'm going to make it go away. Oop, I didn't mean to do that.
Bye.
I didn't say it. was her display.
Shit.
What episode was it? 77?
Yeah.
Damn.
Episode 77, as always, I am Reese Berry. That's REESE BERA. 4 Ys is Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat, and Instagram. Lassie.
I'm Lassie at Lola Baby, BAYBEE on Snapchat, and La Creme Lola on Instagram and Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Wani?
It's your boy Mwanje. That's MWANJE. You can follow me on all social media platforms. That's once again MWANJE. You got
Y'all
it for
got a big
Leopard.
family.
So yeah, that's just part of it. That wasn't even
Right.
everybody in the picture.
I bet.
So yeah, I was just talking about that. It was like a lot of us here. So
As always, our website is
Just fucking away.
YBOpodcastmke.com. You can find all information about us there, as well as our merch. Lassie, you want to tell them about where they can find the pod?
You can find the pod on iTunes, where you're probably listening right now. I'm just kidding. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, and on our YouTube channel. Oh, and Spreaker. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you can find us on all those platforms. Do not forget to subscribe, rate, and review on our iTunes. And our Facebook page, Young, Black, and Opinionated. You can leave us rating and reviews on our Facebook page.
Holla at a player. Wani, you want to tell them about the River West Radio?
Actually, I don't. I was kidding. It's your boy Mwanje. I was just about to do my intro again. But it's a radio station every Tuesday from 8 to 9. You can check us on River West Radio, 104.1. or www.riverwestradio.com. Check us out. Great content, great show. We did an impromptu. Last episode, we did an impromptu, I guess, live video on Facebook. On Facebook. Took some questions from the people on the air.
Nice.
So
we talked about we did it because we didn't really we didn't get to listen to Pusha T's response back to Drake, but we'll talk about that later. So let's add that in there later. So yeah. Milwaukee news. Anything else before we jump into the pamphlet here? Anything else? No.
My knees hurt.
Jump on in.
Well, Milwaukee news. I seen a post online. The Bucks. It's crazy how quick this is coming around. The new stadium. I heard them talking about tearing down the old one, which kind of made me sad because I didn't get to go back since the previous year to a game to kind of walk around and I guess see the last days of it or whatever. But new stadium. They're looking to hire 1,200 people. To be filled at the arena. So it looks like 600 are going to be for like the Bucks stadium itself. And then there's like another restaurant, Levy Restaurants are going to manage the other 600. So they're going to host a job fair, them being the Milwaukee Bucks, on June 20th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Wisconsin Center District. Like I said, they're going to fill about 600 jobs. Those jobs include ushers, customer service reps, ticket takers, retail staff, and security. They're all part-time jobs, and they start at $12.50 an hour. So if you need a little part-time gig, go ahead and get in there. You can get your free game.
Dang, they're finna be there.
So yeah, those who want to attend the job fair, though, you must register by June 13th, and you can do that at bucks.com/careers. And then they have a link here too for the Levy Restaurants jobs as well too. So we'll probably share it on our Instagram page and on Facebook too. So that, like I said, anybody in the Milwaukee area, you're looking for a little part-time gig, I might try to give me some free games.
Right.
So yeah.
In the same vein, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's interesting. You said they want to. I've been wondering what they was gonna do with the old one. You said they want to close down the BMO.
They're gonna tear it down.
Oh, tear down the BMO.
Yeah, they're gonna knock that thing down.
Now it's gonna be an empty space right there.
You know what's interesting before you start, YJ? It's just crazy because like I was asking my mom, and when she told me before, like I did the research for myself a while ago. I'm like, how long has this arena been around? Because usually you'll see arenas, I guess in a smaller market like this, been around for a long time. Because you see all the newer ones everywhere else. And she was like, it came in when my brother was born, and he was born in '88. She's like the late '80s. I'm like, really? So it's only been up for like 30 years, and it seems like a long time, but to me it doesn't. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I would have thought back then they would have made it bigger, but you know we're a small market team, so hopefully, like I said, we talked about in the past, this brings more people like Kevin Hart and everybody else to come to the city. So sad to see it go, but new beginnings. Wani?
Amen.
Yeah, so in the same vein, I'm talking about the new arena. Season ticket holders actually got an opportunity to take a look inside the arena. And I think, shout out to Camille, for her birthday, I think she was able to actually take a look at it here. So she could, she definitely could have some insight. Yeah, so it's a new arena. It costs $524 million.
They said the tickets. I was going to say.
No.
That's right. I was
like, it's not the tickets to build the arena, which $250 million actually came from taxpayer supports. So that's dope. Then it houses about 10,000 seats, 6,000 upstairs, and then 10,000 downstairs. So actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. No, so 1,600 seats. Yeah, it's 10,000 is downstairs and 6,000 is upstairs, opposite of the Bradley Center. So instead of you actually walking up,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I asked you.
Instead of actually walking up, you actually got to go down to your seat. So I think, which is dope, because if you ever been in the Bradley Center,
people
walking
be
up,
scared.
one little false move, and especially upstairs in the
nosebleeds. The girl in the hill.
What happened?
Bambi.
Bambi in her hill. She said, "Trying to be cute, okay?" And
So
I thought you said we had front row. So slap that wall and sit down.
So they currently have sold over 8,200 full season tickets for next season.
It's not bad.
So like I said, for the most part, fans will actually walk down to their seats rather up, opposed to the Bradley Center. And yeah, I mean, you can go upstairs. There's going to be concession stands up there. They're in the, what is called the Panorama Club. It's open to all ticket holders. You can grab some food, drinks, and view an elevated view of the basketball courts below. And yeah, it looks like to be a dope arena. And like I said, it should be opening in the fall. Let me see what else they're saying here. The Bucks are expected to spend $2 to $3 million on some arena art. So that'd be a dope opportunity for local artists to come through and show their work. And so ticket season holders got an opportunity to check it out. Like I said, Camille was able to do so. Dope to follow up with her and see what she saw and view.
Yeah. Have you ever been to another arena besides the Bucks arena?
Good question. No, I have not.
What about you, Lassie? I know you.
I have not.
I'm trying to think. How we like to travel. I don't think so. No, and I've always wanted to go to like a basketball game out of state.
Yeah.
Never happened though.
Yeah, as a team always lose. I've been to I guess now that I think about it, I've been to the United Center for a concert.
Yeah.
And even if I went to another arena, it was like outside. Like I went to what's the one in Seattle where the Seahawks play? I can't think of it. It's slipping my mind. What's the cable over there?
Charter?
No. They have
Comcast?
No, that's the South. What the fuck is it? It's the internet. It's on the tip of my fucking tongue. It's like an internet website, but I always mix them up.
Oh, not Escape. No, I don't want Escape. I don't know. I thought I knew.
I know it is pissing me off because I can't. CenturyLink Field. That's what it is. The internet. There we go.
I was way off.
And then I've been outside the Toyota Center before. No, I've been in there before. It wasn't in there. I went for All-Star Weekend, but it wasn't in there. It was like I think it was somewhere else. But I've been like around, but never really went in. So, interesting question. Somebody called it. Why is my phone not telling me when people calling me? That's annoying. It's been doing this all fucking day. It's making me mad because
angry much.
I was sitting down and I had like 20 missed text messages from them. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm sitting there on my phone. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Who this? Darnell.
Hello. How are you? Oh, this Darnell.
Oh, hey Darnell, what you doing?
Nothing much. Y'all said call in, so I didn't want to miss it.
I know. Thanks for calling in like a player. So I guess since we're here, we're talking about in Milwaukee, they're building the new Bucks Arena. They're almost finished with it. So where you at? Dallas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been to a Mavericks game?
Yep, plenty of times.
Plenty times. Okay. How's that arena? Is it a nice arena or is it how old is that arena?
Yeah, that's
a good question.
The arena ain't that old. I think it's maybe anywhere from like nothing past 10 years. Maybe not even.
So that's interesting because the Bucks Arena is about 30 years old. So they're rebuilding it. The new one should be open in like September, right? Something like that.
Yeah, in the fall. I should be ready for the fall season. How about the Dallas Cowboys arena? Now that Jerry Jones built that arena to the T. And I think that's the AT&T Center, right?
That's really not that old. I think they made that like 2009, 2010.
Yeah,
so that's
I remember
that long ago.
I remember they were building there.
Yeah.
Now, is that a state-of-the-art arena? Like, is that like they have like Wi-Fi and like several monitors and things like that?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of top of the line. I do security for that stadium, and it's pretty state of the art. They got nice seating, and then their lounge area is a fly lounge area, and it has a lot of different things and upgrades. The only bad part was it used to be a huge Arlington neighborhood. Then they got rid of everybody. But besides that, I mean, it's a nice stadium.
You said Arlington?
Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, that's why. See, that's why I've been there, and that's why I remember they were building that Joker. How much did it cost to build it? You remember? Or you know?
It was a couple billion.
Oh,
easy.
Jesus. Do you know how much? Oh, go ahead.
Because I know Jerry Jones put in some money.
Yeah.
The city, Arlington put some in, and then they had to they had to pull from a lot of places, but they got it. So.
Yeah. Do you know how much the city had to put in by any chance, just to get that kind of idea of how much taxpayers had to pay?
I can't remember the number, but it was so high that they literally had everybody in Arlington had to vote for it. That's how high the budget was.
Football big.
Dang, this one really not that old.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
Yeah, they just built that Joker.
Darnell, do you have like a security license or something? Because you do security everywhere.
Bam.
You at the Script Club. You the Cowboys arena. You got a security license?
Dang. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in Texas I'm a level 3 security guard, and I kind of left the night scene because it was a little dangerous. So this is a little bit more chilling. Still has its moments, but less dangerous.
So you still do it?
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna get us tickets to the game? Cool.
Just not the night. The night.
A nice shift.
No, to the Cowboys game, or talk to Mark Cuban to get some tickets to the Mavericks game. You gonna get us some tickets?
He said, "Talk to Mark Cuban."
Thanks. You so nice.
He said,
any more questions, y'all?
No, I think that's it. We're just curious to see what other arenas. Have you been out to other arenas outside of Dallas or Texas?
I know you've been to the Toyota Center, right?
Oh, in Houston, no.
Oh, okay.
Wild guess.
How far is Houston from Dallas?
4 hours.
But I'm going to Houston next Saturday for an event.
Okay. Are you gonna be down there too?
You gonna be down there too?
Yeah, I'm gonna be down there.
All right, bad. We're gonna see you.
We're gonna see you. I know where you're going too. We're gonna see you there.
Mm-hmm.
No, for real, dead ass. We're gonna see you there.
Are you playing any? Are you doing any events?
What you gonna do there? What events you doing?
Nothing. I'm one of those dudes who just come to the town for one thing, then I bounce. So that's what I'm coming for.
Are you coming for that event and you leaving? Okay, well, we're going to see you there. I know what you're there for.
That's Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, dead ass B.
Yeah, you stupid.
Bye, Moandre.
All right, well, Darnell, we'll see you next week.
Right.
We're going to see you there. You have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Peace.
Like, them motherfuckers from Milwaukee crazy. Shout out to Darnell. Interesting question. I like questions like this because you get insight from people that live in different places and you get to really see how fucking small Milwaukee is. 30-year-old arena, wow. So like we said, hopefully this is something that builds up the city, and it's really good to see, like when you're coming up to Fond du Lac and then it turns into Water Jackson or whatever the fuck it is. And you get to see like the Jumbotron and just everything just outside. Like it's really cute, and I get to see it from work too. So shout out to Milwaukee. Hopefully we have some big things in the future. Ask YBO or question of the week. Low-key almost skipped this shit.
Aww.
No, because it wasn't none there, but I think I have something for you guys. Okay. So we transformed to me asking questions again, right? I got to do extra work. All right. Interesting question. I want you guys' insight, and I want you to be very honest and no joking. I'm just playing. Jokes are good. Looking back on your previous relationships, name something that, capital letters, you did that may have caused your breakup or divorce, but in this case, breakup. Listeners, tune in. They're just gonna throw it at you.
My attitude, probably. I'm spoiled, so a lot of people don't really like that. Yeah,
people don't like that.
I mean, I honestly, the last guy I dated, he spoiled me, so I can't say much about him. Right. But if we thinking about if I think about my high school, beginning of college relationship, I think it was, I want to say attitude, but that attitude was there in place of things that was going on from him. Like my attitude was based off him.
I'm talking about you. I knew she was gonna do that.
Fine. Some of those times,
we ain't talking about you,
right? Some of those times, it was just my attitude, though. I
clean it up.
Funny. I got one long nail. I feel like those girls that have like broke nails. But anyway, no, I would say attitude. And that's something that working on now. Not to say that it's like a huge problem. Like I ain't trying to tell y'all my business. It's not a huge problem in my relationship now. But it's really just learning how to say things and how to react to certain things. Like even if you do get mad, like you reeling myself back. Like okay, you gotta chill. You forcing it right now. This ain't a moment to be mad or something like that. Not to say that if you mad, you can't be mad, but sometimes I have to tell myself to look at the bigger picture and is it really worth being mad right now over this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
my attitude sometimes can be shitty because I'm not used to certain things happening. So I just gotta work on that.
Reese?
Mwanje?
Right, Mwanje?
Where did you go?
Let's do girl, guy, girl.
Right. You tossing it around, motherfucker. Try to you sat there the whole time. I ain't even listen to shit you said.
I heard everything. She said her attitude.
I'm calling Reese.
My inability
to spell.
to I can spell inability now. Come on now. Don't test me. No, my inability to stand set firm or stay firm on my principles grounds.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a relationship. I was like water. I was flowing wherever the flow goes. I was going there instead of building dams and say, no, you got to stop right here. So, and I think towards the end of the relationship, I started to do that and it was too late. And that's when everything's like, okay, you trying to be assertive now or you trying to stand your ground now. It's too late. I'm ready. I'm done, you know? So, I think that's it. That's a good question though. Reese?
I was like, what's going on out there?
Right. Oh, yeah. I saw you that outside too.
Hell yeah.
It's like, man, the Locust Fest ain't till June 10th. Like, what is
I was like, damn,
on?
it's a concert outside.
Right.
So that's going to shake like
Said,
ass.
I want you back. Yeah, somebody got the boombox outside.
Thank you. That's playing.
It's a silhouette.
Right. I would say the same thing as Lassie. It would probably be attitude. Yeah.
Really? I would have never guessed that.
Shut the fuck up. and I guess when I said it's different for me because I don't really know how to explain it because sometimes I guess it could be like you expect things to go a certain way. And I'm so shut the fuck up.
Swear to God.
I don't want to say like firm, but I'm very all right, let's go. Like let's get this shit rolling because that's just how and I think some people not used to that. And like just in the past, just dealing with people too, I'm just very I just want to get the shit rolling and some people just
boom, boom, bam.
Like, let's fix this shit. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am. And sometimes, you know, you can scare up the wrong people and make them motherfucker wobble like they got on heels and Bambi and shit. So, I mean, you know.
Well, shitty attitude is one thing.
I mean,
but yeah.
At least
I would like to call it because my dad used to always say this growing up. And it's something that I'm starting to kind of get over too. When I was a kid, he used to always call it my last name attitude from my mom's side. Because he claimed my mama and people got certain attitude. And he's like, I know when you get that attitude, you like to look out the window. Like, you know, you be in the car and you don't get what you want. So y'all do the same damn thing. Y'all got attitude. Y'all both look out the window. Y'all can't talk. Extra shit. So there was a bunch of times where, like, I have to grab myself. Like, get over here. What the fuck you doing in my mind? Like, that attitude. I could picture my mom having that same attitude. I'm like, see, that's that shit that you linger on to from growing up. And there's certain stuff like that I got to just whisk away from because it's like, that's not me. So
I feel you.
Them Boos and the Smiths, boy, watch out.
You said booze.
Them Boos. Them Views. I'm sorry, them Views and them Smiths. You gotta watch out, y'all. Watch out. Well, you good.
But no.
Well, you good.
For now.
Oh, God.
He said for now.
Listeners,
you never know.
Stupid.
Said whisk away.
Anyway, so listeners, let us know. We'll post this in the group. We like to get your feedback. Don't talk about what somebody else did.
Right.
Don't talk about her busting your windows. Don't talk about him getting on your nerves and you know all the extra shit. It's about exactly.
Damn.
It's about you. What did you do wrong? Take what we talk about on the radio, Mwanje. Accountability.
Ooh, I wasn't even there.
Okay. Doom.
What that mean? No, just kidding.
See what happened. Okay, anyway, let's jump into what's going on.
Screen so big. Oh. That's how I was gonna say that's how the old people phones be looking. Words all
my
big.
dad, his phone. You know how like you look at your phone, the whole paragraph be like this. His paragraph be like one word.
Oh, wow.
Goddamn. I told you to make it bigger, like nigga. Everybody can see your conversation.
Right.
Like, ain't words big. Anyway,
done.
What's going on?
What about this shade shit?
So
I seen that. I was gonna put that. Thank you for saying that.
So I saw this video. Actually, I saw this tweet from Lil Real.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because I saved it. So go ahead. Because I want.
You want to play it?
Yeah. I want Mwanja to hear it. It's quite interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I know what y'all talking
So, Lil Rel posted, it's a video kind of it's a Tracy Morgan interview, and it says Tracy Morgan shuts down Tiffany Haddish questions during interview. And before I play it, Lil Rel, or I'll play it after. I'll play this video first.
G.
Okay.
So
sorry.
you want.
Let's talk about your co-star. How has it been watching Tiffany Haddish blow up? And did you know her? We're not going to go there?
No.
Why?
Because Tiffany is not the only one. This is not Tiffany Child. This is Tracy Morgan. This is the last OG. Okay. So you might as well, if you're going to ask that about Tiffany, ask that about Cedric. And ask that about craft services. Everyone that come to work every day on that show, we're not going to go there.
Okay, let's not go there. Let's talk about craft service.
So Lil Rel responds to this video. He tweeted. He said, "This is one hating ass dude right here. That show would be nothing if Tiffany Haddish wasn't on it. Don't bite the hand that keeps you relevant." And even reading some of the comments, some people were like, he's not, Tracy Morgan isn't wrong, or some people were, agreeing with Lil Rel. And I just wanted to get y'all opinions on it, because to me, I'm on both sides. I'm really in the middle, but I want to get y'all take on it.
Mwanja, just hearing it, what's your opinion?
Right.
Oh man, I really can't say. I've never seen an episode of The Last OG. I heard it's a really great show.
It's just
so
I've seen maybe a couple. It's really just think of it as a Blackish, where like you got a Tracy Ellis Ross, she's basically his ex-girlfriend, ex-wife. He went to prison, got out, she got a new dude, and she's a part of the show. Like she's a main character basically.
Okay.
That.
I mean, I know that for the fact, but for Lil Rel's point,
that's what
he was saying. Like, he was saying that she carries the show. I can't really speak to that. But I mean, I can understand that he wants to, focus on the show about him. I can see that. Unfortunately, I just can't really say if he was throwing shade or not, because I would need to know the show a little bit more to agree with Lil Rel and say, hey, Tiffany Haddish is. I could say that Tiffany Haddish is new, and the fact that she has a big momentum going right now. That
I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, I guess you could say to that point, then I could agree with that. But for for him to say
that's basically what they asked him. They asked him, what do you think about her blowing up recently? And I said I'm in the middle, because I get it if, and this is something that I don't know. I haven't seen the show either. I seen a clip that made me want to watch the show, but because she plays the mom in the show, which I think is funny as hell. But on one hand, I'm like, okay, I could get if he gave her props a couple of times, and at this point, he like, okay, I gave her props, and this is my interview type thing. But the reason it came off semi-shady is because it's, to me, like I just said, it's how you say it. It's a way to handle when you don't want to answer, questions. And it seemed like he was kind of amped up, like, this ain't about her, this about me. And if you gonna ask about her, you got to ask about everybody else. Like, okay, dang. Like,
and it's a clip too, so I don't know
that's
part of the.
That's also true.
I don't know.
I want to see
somebody posted
whatever.
The full.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch, because I want to see like what happened kind of prior to, and even like if they touched on her already.
Yeah.
Like that's what I wanted to know. That was my first thought, because when he first shared it, I was like, I'm thinking he was talking about the person that was throwing the interview, because you think like, okay, he ain't gonna share another comedian. But I watched it, I was like, oh shit, he talking about Tracy Morgan. Right. I was like, oh. So then I watched it. I was like, And I'm with you, Lassie. I kind of think it's both ways, because at first, I think his question was kind of cut off. Like, he was really just asking about her blow up. But then I get too, I can see if people's like, this is my show and it's about me, period. But he's like, you got to ask it about Cedric, blah, 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 blah. So you want to be inclusive and include everybody into the conversation. But I think generally if it's something where it's a woman, and not even that matters, it's a woman who's blowing up in her career, it's become it's the talk of the town. It's general conversation, I guess, in this era for what she's doing. I can see him just it's been great to see that. We also have Cedric on the show, blah blah blah. I can see him answering that way too. So it's both ways. I can see it's like include everybody, but it's a way to answer it, and I still would like to see the rest of the clip.
True.
Yeah.
He came really hard too, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he don't even know. Like, maybe they was going to ask about Tiffany, and then they was going to ask about Cedric, or, but.
I think because when you have media like that, like media now, and when you got that one person that everybody knows about, the girls trip, and she popping, I guess for some people like him, I guess it could get annoying, but I think that's a general basis that a lot of questions people may get, like, I think Kevin Hart, gave an interview about her or whatever. He gave her $300 or something like that when she was homeless, and things like that. Like, people generally answer the question. So I think I was reading comments where people were like, "Oh, well, you reviving your career," and somebody was like, "He's been reviving his career for a while now."
Right.
And people had different comments, which is cool too. But I just think it could go both ways, and yeah, it was interesting to see Lil Real load it up because Tiffany she retweeted it and said something. I forgot what she said, but I'm gonna look it up. But Mwanda.
Yeah, no, when you like say for instance on the Breakfast Club, there's like a show that they watch all together, and they get like the B or C level actor or actress on there, and then they talk about they'll kind of talk about them for a little bit, and then they'll go off. How is it working with? Thing that's coming to my mind right now in Chicago. How is it working with Lena Waithe? Or how is it working with, X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other? And it's like, okay, what about my backstory? And it's kind of like sometimes they can overshadow because the person that's on the show is either getting big or bigger than the person, than the person that's actually being interviewed. So, like I said, I need more information for me to make a decision. I guess I'm kind of leaning towards the middle if I had to pick a position, but
I
just need more information.
I think it goes both ways, just generally. Right. I still want to see the whole clip, but I think just generally that's probably what it is.
It made me think of 106 in Park when they had August Alsina on there. Or Alsina. I don't know how people pronounce his name. And what's the girl name? Chanel, whatever. Her and Bow Wow was hosting. And she asked him about his beef with Trey Songz. And he was like, didn't I tell y'all not to ask me that before I came out here? Mm-hmm. And, she was like, I'm just doing my job. Like,
but a lot of times they prep their reps prep the question, say don't ask this question, don't ask that question.
True.
Unless you're level.
That don't mean people not gonna push the button.
Right, but go ahead.
I want to read with Lil Real too. He had another tweet. He said, "I'm so happy I'm part of a new generation of entertainers that support what's right and not afraid of pointing out what's wrong. Also, that doesn't mind showing each other love and support. I'm done with bitter old heads. Done!" ! And Tiffany responded and said, "Me too." And it's a whole bunch of people, me 3, me 4. I guess for me too, for me seeing that, I guess one of my questions is I wonder if there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about in terms of the industry and comedians. And you see it with music and labels and things like that. And if it's something where, people may feel like, oh, they hating or, a little background stuff. Because when I saw him say it, I was like, dang, like I really thought he was talking about somebody else prior to me watching. And I was like, damn, he talking about Tracy Morgan. So quite interesting.
Yeah.
It really was. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Let's what's that? Let's talk about was it Kanye's album?
No, let's not.
Yay. I gotta get into the yay.
That sounded like a dry ass, like yay, but you were saying like yay, like Kanye.
Yeah.
I know, it just sounded dry.
Yay album. So it dropped on Friday. You weren't able to get it right away. Normally I was going to check for it by 12 o'clock. Actually 11 because Eastern time is 12 there. So it drops at 11 Central. And it wasn't available until later on in the day. I guess he was still, he hadn't had his album art yet. And he actually did his album art on his iPhone. And then he uploaded it, I guess. And then he also had this app where you could stream a live listening session with him, I think around 7 p.m. Western time. So that would have been 9 our time and 10 Eastern. Mm-hmm. In Wyoming. So yeah, I have to say
trash.
No, it's actually one of the best albums that I've heard this year. Honestly, like he talked about his mental health. I mean, even the first song he told him, I thought about killing you. And he basically was saying like dealing with this bipolar. And he's saying that being bipolar is a superpower. That's who he is. He talked about the issues with him and his wife going through financial issues and how she said, whatever move he made, it fucked the money up, and she still stayed with him. She was like, you can leave if you want to. And she was like, no, I'm still gonna stay with you. It's 7 songs, just like Daytona. And he still has
Daytona.
Pusha T's album.
Everybody's album is supposed to be 7 songs.
Yep. So Tiana, he has Tiana's album is coming up.
Nas.
Nas is coming up, and then him and Kid Cudi has an album together too.
Waiting for that too.
And the beats, the production, there's a song called Ghost Town on there with Cudi and Willow Smith. I've single-handedly listened to this album about 10, 11 times already because it's so short. Besides all the antics, things like that, I would say it's definitely worth a listen. It's very short. I think he took a shot at Drake. I forgot what line it was specifically, but hands down, I think single-handedly was some great material. Great material.
This is random. Is Wyoming Mountain Time? Is this just the way I picture?
I think
my
it
map?
is. I think it is.
They probably an hour behind. It's random. Anyway,
oh yeah, it could be an hour. Yeah.
I listened to it at work, just one spin because I was finna leave, because it was short. And me and my coworker were talking. He was like, "Yeah, I just listened to it," and we had the same thought. I was like, I really didn't get into too many of the words yet. I clearly could hear a song or two was dedicated to Kim, him talking about his mental health, and song about his daughter that he had Nicki Minaj at the end.
Yeah.
So I have to go back to listen for lyrical content, but the production on most of the songs were great, which you usually get with Kanye, the beats and different things he adds in there as well too. So that's as much as I have right now. I have to go back and give it another twirl. I spend so much of my time listening to different podcasts. That's usually my thing. So now I'm trying to get back into music and listening to different like newer albums and like reading books and stuff like that too. So I try to divide my time. Lassie.
I guess why are you? And I won't say reluctant. You kind of pretty adamant about not listening to it. Is it because of all the antics and the things that he said?
Yeah, like I no, it's enough for me. Which could change because Gemini mind, but I like just. When it first came out, I'm like, nah, can't even go, Kanye. Actually, the first, and people are very surprised by this statement, the first Kanye album that I heard in full was Jesus, and I love Jesus.
And I know it's long.
Yeah, I know.
It's really long.
Yes. Cocaine now.
Right.
Low-key.
That scoop now.
And people are surprised. They're like, out of all his albums, Jesus is the only one you heard in full. And I'm like, yeah, like, and I love Jesus. Like, I love a lot of songs on Jesus. So... It do sometimes when it come to Kanye, I be like, I know, like his Gemini mind created something fantastic. My boyfriend haven't listened to it yet, so I'm waiting to see what he say. And I don't know. Reese just made me want to listen though, because she said the production was really great.
Well, but I mean that's something from what I've heard with Kanye, especially right, so, and especially too a lot of the songs that he makes in production he does for everybody else is usually really good. So that's really not a shocker to me. But then that's what that kind of gets me going with a lot of songs too. Obviously, production and the beat and things like that. And then you kind of really start to tune in too to what they're saying. So I really have to go back because I really, and I'm working too, so I'm really not paying attention. And it was just something for me just to listen to. I got 20 minutes left, so I'm trying to do something.
Damn, is that short?
Yeah, it's like 21 minutes, and I didn't want to start a new podcast or something. So I'm going to get to the car. So yeah, I still have to go back. See, and it's interesting too, like his antics and things like that. And as time goes on, not just him, just a lot of stuff that just happened. People say it all the time, but I really think about how much stuff happens, and I'm not excusing him from anything. This is just a general statement about how much stuff happens, and then we really, I don't want to say we don't care, but it just kind of fades into obscurity a couple weeks later. And it's just a general thought that I had a couple days ago. Like, damn, remember we was talking about this shit? Like, think about, for example, T.I. and Tiny. That's just the first thing that came to mind. The shit that happened with them last year, and then just certain things that happened over time. It really ain't got nothing to do with Kanye. Just a general thought for me. But kind of going back to him, though, I mean, the stuff that he said obviously is inexcusable. Although as time goes on, you kind of realize that obviously he has a problem. And, I'm
sorry, that's not funny. It's just the way you said it.
Yeah, he obviously has a problem. And you can see where he was trying to go with it, but come on, fam, you got to respect people. But anyway, other than that, I'll give it another twirl.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
So real.
Yeah, like I said, I believe it's Yikes. At the end of Yikes, he talks about, like I said, by being bipolar, it's a superpower. And even the album is bipolar in itself. You got certain songs that are, like, towards the end of the album, it's more so, like you said, about his daughter, like the Ghost Town song. If you don't want to listen to the entire album, I would recommend.
I mean, it's 20
Ghost
minutes.
Town.
If I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna listen to the whole thing.
Yeah,
so.
I got mixed reviews from what I seen. Some people really didn't like it. Some people loved it. So I got a lot of mixed reviews. So I don't know. I got to go back and check it out. And
and it makes the album more streamable. I know Stacey was talking about on Twitter. He was like, "Why these songs are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long?" And like I said, I listened to the album 10 times. It's 10 streams, 10 streams for each song. So
yeah, I used to
From
see
me
them
alone.
tweets where people be like, if your friends got music on Apple Music or something, just turn it on, put it on mute at night, and go to sleep.
right. So
Turn our
being
podcast on, just put it on mute. You heard it already, but listen again.
You go to iTunes, title, and type in One Jimmy and His Beat, and I got 4 songs on there.
You said go to podcast and type in Young Black and Opinion.
that too.
Dude plugged himself.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, plug everything around here.
Right. Listen, I already got $5.
Plugged up my iPhone.
Already got $5. I mean,
Type in a couple things. So,
like a penny a stream is terrible.
yeah, I wanted to what's next on here?
Story of Adidon. Pusha T's this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, what you want to get into? Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Let's talk about the story of Adidon.
So we got into it on our radio show, and we didn't listen to it as of yet. So we took some listens from, or some points and thoughts from our listeners and viewers on Facebook Live. And after the show, we actually got a chance to listen to it. And I guess for our first, what was your first take or first thought once you heard it all the way through? Because I know we played it back to the beginning again. And what was your first take though?
It's nasty.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I feel like, what's his name? Kevin on stage, whatever that video
Oh,
was.
yeah,
That shit
yeah.
was hilarious. I feel like that execute your father. You're like your dad.
Oh, shoot.
Like it was, and it was interesting. And I know you're talking about my first thought. That was my first thought. But just generally, as time goes on and you think about it, and you know how people would like to break down and go, well, they said stuff that we already know. And I mean, for me, the baby thing was never confirmed. And it's just, like Lassie just said about Tracy Morgan, it just generally, it's not what you say, it's the way you say it a lot of times.
Yeah.
And that, it was just kind of like, this nigga said, you're hiding a son. Like, it's not like you're hiding your son. Like, it's like
Right.
you are hiding, when people say you are, not your, you are hiding a son.
Right.
I was like, I'm not. Here you go right here. Like, it, just,
Right.
it made you feel like he punched you in the face too. So, I mean, and kind of going with what I said last week. I don't think Drake was playing the game at all. I think Pusha T and Kanye, whomever he was with, was very strategic, and they were playing this game because they had this all set up right. I don't think Drake planned this at all. Lassie, did you?
I'll be out the loop, y'all. The way my training schedule set up, I'll be off work and I'll be drained. I do not. I be out the loop. So I mean, we probably won't talk about this again, but I don't know what's going on. I heard, like, when Drake, from what I saw, the response to Drake was he went in. But then when Pusha T this came out, they was like, nah, Pusha T got him. And I mean, some people, I saw mixed reviews on that too, because some people was like, he pretty much spilled some tea, like he was TMZ, like, and it was like, that ain't cool. And then some people said something about, excuse me. One thing I hate when rap beef come up is people saying that things are too personal. And I know we talked about this before as well. And people were saying that him bringing up Drake's
fiance,
his friend 40,
yeah,
and bringing up the son thing. They was like, that's personal, but let's not forget that Drake brought up Kid Cudi's mental health.
Right.
So it's like, I hate hearing it. Some things it do be like, damn, he didn't have to say that. But at the same time, when it's beef, it's beef. Like,
yeah, it's very nasty.
double patty this bitch. Like,
double pickles.
Don't start. No, but I see mixed reviews on both. But for the most part, people are. It's confusing because they like Pusha T will win the diss track, but they on Drake's side. I'm like, huh? How that work? But anyway, what about you, Mwanje?
I think me and Reese already had this battle.
Right.
She agrees what she agrees with. I always say, it's always a game. And
I didn't agree with that.
No, I said you agree what you agree with.
Oh.
Yeah, which is your point, which is you don't think it's a game.
Okay, I'm agree with what I say, but anyway, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's what I'm saying. I just said that.
Said what you agree with.
With you agree with.
Okay, that was a redundant statement, but anyway, go ahead.
I got confused.
And like I said, I think it was a game. I think Drake tackled the beef as he always does. He has the listeners. He knows how to go ahead and do what he needs to do, which is part of the game. I think that's part of the game. I'm sorry, that's definitely a game to me.
Today, go ahead.
But back to
back.
Back to back and charged up. He did that last time with Meek. He did
charged up was alright.
He did that. He he did Charged Up, and then he did Back to Back, which kind of messed up Meek's thing. But Drake did the same thing here. He did Duppy, and then he did I'm Upset. He does it all the time. So if that's just a little strategy,
which one was better, Duppy or I'm Upset?
I didn't like I'm Upset.
I didn't even listen to it. I'm Upset, so I don't know.
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, basically, just talk about somebody. It's just saying like these dudes are coming at me. They got all this money on my head, and the money increases every verse. To me, it didn't really do anything. But the fact that Pusha T came out and talked about his alleged child, and the child has a rollout. Adidon, if I'm saying that correctly, is supposed to be the Adidas clothing line, allegedly a clothing line that he's supposed to have. But I think what really is upsetting to a lot of people is that Drake was dressed up as blackface on the art cover, and I think when we first saw it, we were like, "Who's this dude?" Dressed up in blackface. Well, you did say it.
So when we came to the radio station, I was like, "Oh yeah, Drake, not Drake, Pusha T responded with this, and we'll listen later." And I'm like, "Oh, we can go live and have people tell us what they said until we get a chance to listen." Cool. So before we started, I'm like, "This kind of look like Drake though." So and I'm like, "Nah, it's a white dude." So we record and then we go live and in the group, and I think it was
Donovan
YBO Donnie.
Yeah. Is it okay to have mixed? He said, "Is it okay for mixed people to be blackface?" I'm like, what are you talking about? We looked again. You looked again. I was like,
he was like, "That's Drake," and I'm like, "Where?" And I had to literally do it the phone. Like I said, "Damn, that is Drake," because I did say it at first. It just didn't. It just looked like a white dude because I guess I didn't expect it.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what's this?"
Oh man. And I think Pusha had this rating because if you haven't got an opportunity to listen to Daytona yet,
right?
But Lassie, but on Infrared, he said something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing here, said, "Tap dancing for these crackers." And back in the day, when you wore blackface, Sambo, and all those characters, they were, tap dancing and being very big, full lips, red lips.
Shows.
Minstrel shows. They were just
which
doing.
Which is very strategic and a part of a game of Pusha T.
Yeah, so, and it's just like, it's just crazy. So I think the reason why this beef is so profound and just so crazy is that we never seen Drake. We always seen Drake get attacked because of the writing thing.
But Lassie? You never seen him wobble in his heels.
We never seen him exactly. And his character is being attacked. And we never see Drake explain anything, do any interviews or anything like that. And he actually had to explain the blackface.
I didn't realize that he didn't do interviews because I guess you see him on the internet and things so much. Like he's like always, some people can tuck and hide like Beyonce and you like she don't do interviews. But for him, because he posting and he's out and videos pop up of him at, press conferences or, doing stuff. Like I really didn't realize. I'm like, damn, he sure don't do interviews that I really recall. So quite interesting.
When he does do interviews, he has a show on iTunes called OVO Sound Radio.
Right.
And he does it on that. So that's where he draws
his own shit.
Exactly. So, and you really see him. He won't be on the Breakfast Club. He won't be on. He used to do it back in the day when he was coming up.
Of course.
He was on Sway. He was on Funk Master Flex and all those stuff. I'm Drake, and I got my own platform.
Just common sense.
But this is if you haven't got an opportunity, this is what Champagne Poppy Paul said on Instagram, which he did it on an iPhone Note. And then he posted on Instagram, and he says, "I know everyone." Instagram story. I know everyone is enjoying the circus, but I want to clarify this image in question. This was not from a clothing brand shoot or my music career. This picture is from 2007, a time in my life where I was an actor and I was working on a project that was about young black actors struggling to get roles, being stereotyped and typecast. The photos represented how African Americans were wrongfully portrayed in entertainment. Me and my best friend at the time, Mazen Al-Sadig. Elsadig, who is also an actor from Sudan, were attempting to use our voice to bring awareness to the issue we dealt with all the time as black actors at auditions. This was to highlight and raise our frustrations with not always getting a fair chance in the industry and to make a point that the struggle for black actors had not changed much. Drake speaking on blackface, photo circulating.
Interesting.
And we never get a detailed response from Drake in regards to that. And if you've got an opportunity to listen to Pusha T and go on Big Boy and Breakfast Club, he called in again. He was saying I'd never seen Drake even talk about black issues.
Right.
You might hear a couple verses here and there.
Right. Pause real quick. Lassie, did you hear or read that statement? Yeah. I guess I want to get your thoughts.
I didn't. That was my first time hearing it, and I did see somebody make a joke about his friend, which, it's funny. I read it, and I don't know if y'all remember when my friend from Sudan called in.
Right.
That's his name, Mazen. So I was like, damn.
So Daniel was working with Drake.
Right. But, I think that Drake felt, like, just from hearing that, it seemed like he felt the need to clarify it because obviously that wasn't what he was trying to do, but that's how it's been perceived. Yeah. And some stuff you can let go. You can let people think what they want to think, but certain things you kind of have to clear the air on. And maybe he felt like this was something that important or that serious to him. I mean, to me, like, if it was I wasn't trying to portray blackface. This is what we were doing. This
wasn't a part of the game for me.
Right. And Pusha T, like, I seen that he said that comment too. Drake ain't never talk about Black Matters, but neither has he.
Oh, yes, he has. He's had a
big
prison
on prison reform.
And he was spearheading the
but
Hillary
yeah,
Clinton.
He let Kanye say stupid. Well, he can't. I'm not saying he let, because people can't. Everybody wrong. But whatever. It's interesting to hear you say that Drake, made this little post or whatever, because I was gonna bring up off topic on topic. Nicki Minaj taking up for Drake, and everybody was like, "But you didn't do this for Meek when him and Drake was beefing."
I think that was I didn't like when people say that, because that's a little different. When you're in the thick of it, and your
that was her boyfriend though.
It's her boyfriend, and then that's your coworker, if you will. It's kind of like, how do I?
So you think it's easier to take Drake's side now because
makes perfect sense.
Pusha T is over here and they Young Money.
Yeah, absolutely. It's somebody outside the camp.
And don't forget when she had the issue with Remy, they came back, him and Wayne, and made the song.
Right.
True. No Frauds. But I think too, because Meek is her dude or whatever, but Drake is, to me, not only her coworker, you can consider him probably a brother in a sense, the way that they speak. So maybe that's it. I can't really say. But I think you probably would step up for your boyfriend too. But they could have been having issues.
And she could have been working. We don't know, but she could have been working behind the scenes trying to get them together. With that beef being crazy.
A lot of things we never really know.
That's very true
in terms of personal lives. But that's on the outside. That's the only thing I can probably think of. But
right, and and like I said, I'm very skeptical of things sometimes. Who knows, that beef could have been orchestrated somehow, some way.
I mean,
for you, if you felt very strong, and I know you went to jail, and you kind of like,
hey,
and now you say I might do a song with Drizzy. Now it's kind of like you attacked his livelihood, if you will, with the whole Quentin Miller thing, and it's just kind of like, now you want to do a song with me? Who knows? I don't know. Like I say, or even with this whole beef with Pusha T and Drake. Who's to say they all sat down at the table and said, you know what, we didn't came up with this. It's been stories back in time. Some of the biggest beefs were just orchestrated by.
Not blackface. I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but
I don't think this was in Drake's pamphlet.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it's interesting to see Spider versus Scorpion.
We'll see what happens. Let's talk about the Game 1 final of our NBA Finals.
Can I just say this? So I didn't get to watch the game, but I think you tweeted this too. I'm to the point where I'm so tired of seeing Golden State versus freaking Cleveland. Like, it's so, like, I was talking to somebody, I was like, at this point, they should just let each other win every other year. But then I was like, and it wouldn't be fun because there's no competition. But, like, it's so irritating, like.
Let me ask you.
And I like players on both teams, but ugh.
So I seen, I think they said they asked Klay Thompson about it or whatever. And he's like, well, simply put, the NBA needs to get better. The other teams just need to get better then. Yeah. Do you agree with that? Or do you think they're just too powerful? I guess you can say Golden State because.
I mean, in a way, he's not wrong because do these teams deserve to be here? Yes, they play their ass off. LeBron, from this point, like, I see somebody was like, the last time LeBron didn't play in the playoffs, his sons was this age. Right. His son was like 5, and his oldest son, I think, Bronny, and he like 15, 16 now, 14, 15, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, it's been that long. So to me, from what I know, I'm on and off with basketball, but from what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've saw, in regards to the finals, is LeBron is going to give it his all. He going to do what he need to do to make sure he in the finals. And I feel like I get that same vibe from Golden State. Like, Steph Curry and Klay and, what's their name? With the bitty beads? Kevin Durant. What?
Lassie, shut the fuck up.
He need a brush.
Oh, my God.
He can afford one.
He probably got one. Just ain't rolling over well.
Well, He needs to find a new barber who cares, who loves him.
Wow. Who cares? You ain't shit.
I mean, don't they got a team barber? Anyway.
They got a G's Clippers.
They got a team barber. You know what?
I'm just asking. No, but, you know.
They need to put a G's Clippers in there.
Clay ain't wrong. Like, you know, we can all be hungry, or it could be that some of these teams are just that good, but I mean, y'all a little bit better, you know? Some people, they enter the fight with giving it they all, but then they start losing, so they like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I've seen it. Like, I was a sports manager when I was in high school, and granted, they getting paid to play these sports, and it's on a different level, but it don't make it no different, especially when you got young rookies on teams and things like that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I can't say what goes through their head, but you can kind of tell when a team get geeked from winning, then they start losing because they got so geeked from this win. Like, we up in this quarter, but y'all ain't playing how y'all was playing in that quarter to keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think it would be interesting to see somebody else.
Yeah. YJ, what you think?
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. No, I saw that quote from Clay, and yeah, it made sense. Yeah, this team's
hell, he sound like he tired of playing.
But you know,
sorry to cut you off. What if the rest of the NBA, like a lot of teams, start doing the whole super team? Like,
I mean, it's unfortunate a lot of teams can't do it because they don't have the salary cap to do it.
That's fine, but what if a lot of teams that do have that cap started to do that?
I think that would shake some shit up.
I mean, it's happening now. I mean, you see, there are some. Yeah, I mean, you have a.
But I'm saying, like, next season, you see it a lot though. Like, do y'all think that'll make a difference? Is that doing too much, or do you think it needs to get better in that way, or the players individually and then as a team need to get better?
I mean, part of the quote unquote game. I mean, you want the best people when you pick people to be on your team, whether it's basketball, kickball, whatever the case may be, you gonna choose the best people before you choose the weakest people. So if you got to create a super team for your team to, you know, get to this playoff point or finals point, then you got to do what you got to do as a GM.
I mean, at the end of the day, that sounds good, but it's more to it than just that. It's just
I get what you're saying about the money part.
No, I'm not even talking about the money part. I'm talking about the fact that, let's say for instance, OKC, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. On paper, that's a big three on paper.
You said who? Paul George, Carmelo, and who?
And Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
And they didn't do so hot. And they got to the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, absolutely. But
I'm saying you said, that's a piece of it. But if you're being strategic about it and understanding, because I think somebody kind of broke down. If you look at the roles each of them play, you can just kind of tell that it probably wouldn't mesh together. But if you were strategic about it, like I think Miami probably was a team that was a little bit more strategic. I think they lost against the Mavericks that first year or something, where they had to go back to the drawing board. But this team, I was geeked about it too, and I'm like, what the fuck going on around here? They had one game I watched that was pretty good, but I don't know. I'm trying to think, because I remember when Chris Paul tried to go to the Lakers with Kobe, and the NBA they approved it, but then they took it back. Like, no. Mm-hmm. So I just find it interesting that after that it was on and popping. So I don't know. Like I said, for me, the NBA, I fell off of it after like high school and stuff anyway, and then I usually get interested, you know, obviously when the finals come around and things like that, playoffs. So, I don't know anything like that.
Well, I was getting back to the game one.
Topic of discussion.
Yeah. So
man, we got the same last.
107, about 4 seconds, 4 to 6 seconds left on the clock. And we have the Cavs going to, at the free throw line. It was 106 to 107. Hill, I forgot his first name, scored the first. George Hill scored the first basket to make it 107, and he missed the second basket.
To make it 109. I'm just kidding.
To make it 108.
Oh, shit. My bad. My bad. I forgot we talked about free throws.
And so J.R. Smith, your cousin, got the ball. Hey, we need a sponsor now. Come on now, cousin. Grabbed the basketball as a rebound, and he took it back from the top of the key. And LeBron is looking at him, saying like, "Yo, fam, what you doing?" And he's like, "I thought we were up." And that
busy, but it's okay. I'm drunk. Fam, ain't no line busy, fam.
And and that prompted the game to go to overtime, in which I believe Golden State outscored them by 17 points, 17 to 1 and 2, and caused them to win. Golden State to win the game, and
win game 2,
and Cavs to lose the first game. But there's a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of things that happen. Of course, the biggest mistake that people are looking at is that J.R. Smith did not put the ball back up or try to draw a foul to get another, to score another 2 shots via free throw. But they could have called a timeout. George Hill could have scored another free throw. It's just a lot of things, but I'm reading different reports. This particular report I pulled up here is from the Bleacher Report, and I just don't like the narrative that people are saying that LeBron is taking his team on their back. Yes, he scored over 50 points and still lost. Yes, that happens, but it's not LeBron and co. It's the Cavs. And it's unfortunate because, the team that he has, people are saying it's a trash team, yada, yada, yada. LeBron wouldn't be where he is without the team. And LeBron says it himself. And maybe that's something he has to say because he's LeBron. But it's not just LeBron. And I just don't like the narrative that people get. Like I said, LeBron and co. Like, it's like disrespectful. You know what I mean?
I like on the court what he's doing, and I guess maybe it was just this game, but I think it was another game that I noticed him too. Larry Nance Jr. I think his first name is Larry, but Nance Jr. Rebounding and things that he's been doing in terms of helping the team out, and everybody kind of doing what they can to help. Obviously, LeBron's the main person of interest here, but I think I would hate to be on a team. Not hate, but I think it'll kind of suck right up in here.
Agreed.
To see people just like, oh, LeBron and them, or the pictures with everybody running out and LeBron face on everybody, like little shit. But I mean, that's social media, so you got to get over that shit. But I just generally, I think it is quite unfair because I play basketball and I think that will hurt to be like, y'all, you and David Ruffin and the Temptations.
LeBron and the Cavaliers, huh?
Right. So, but yeah, like everybody's playing a role. No, that was Houston. Never mind. The little dude who's shooting the three, but missing them after the game. But yeah.
I mean, and it's unfortunate because LeBron is such a star player. His stats stand out higher than the rest of the team, and that makes sense. But I mean, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, LeBron can't pass the ball to himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's the obvious statement. Right. But I could see where people may come. Obviously, we want to put the ball in LeBron's hand, and he's the best player. I think that's what it is. But I think people get so hung up on that fact, and they don't look at the rest of the team, which is unfortunate. So, I want to say for me, it's an unfair statement, but I can see why people would say that because it's what it is to most people. It's whatever. But
y'all predictions for game 2? Who's coming out? Who's winning?
I didn't watch one, so I can't really say.
I think I said ask me later in terms of the series. Because obviously we know what Golden State brings, but then because of LeBron and them having a new tribe and team, I don't think they've ever played together against Golden State until that last game. So I think it was a really good game. If the games can continuously be like what they were, no fucking blowouts, this is going to be great.
Great series.
It was a really great game, especially for it to go into overtime and then the whole fucking charge.
It was overturned,
black charge, and then fucking missed free throw, and then it was a lot of nice build up. I didn't watch overtime because when it get to certain points, I'd be like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen. We need a miracle. So yeah.
I was at Brownstone watching it, and it was, oh my gosh, it was so loud in there. People there for Golden State, and people there for LeBron, and people got me doing it for the Cavs, and they were
look at you.
And but that's the thing. That was for LeBron. They were like LeBron. They never said the Cavs. And then of course that didn't help when JR messed up and George Hill missed the free throw. But I'm excited to see this game. I think it's really gonna be dope. And all the memes that are going against JR. Dawg said, I thought we were playing 21. He had to clear the ball from the top of the. That's hilarious.
Before we jump into my weekly revelation, I want to ask you guys about what you guys thought about Kim going to speak to President Trump about prison reform. And
all the help you can get. I put it that way. If you're not gonna listen to somebody, they're gonna listen to somebody else. What's his name? Charlamagne made a good point. He said that we forget that Trump is a celebrity and he's celebrity in chief. And he likes to. Celebrities can. celebrities can speak the language that he speak. Like when it comes to policy and things like that, he's not a politician. He never held an office anywhere publicly. So for Kim K to get up there, and I think if you can correct me if I'm wrong, she was trying to get a grandmother or maybe a great grandmother
Alice
Walker out of jail because of her first drug offense, and she's like 60 or something like that, 70.
Yeah, 62. Or Alice Johnson, excuse me. Yeah, her main purpose actually, because that's what you really heard in the news. She's going to talk about reform, and you're like, what the fuck is she doing? But that was her initial thing, to go talk about Alice Johnson and how to get her out. And I think she had a quote, just saying at least one person at a time. That's what she was looking to do. And I guess obviously more conversation is going to stem from that. But then people were saying too, the stuff that Trump was saying in terms of, drug dealers and whatever, put them in jail, lock them up, give them the death penalty, whatever he was saying, they was like, it kind of goes against, what he was already saying any damn way. So what the fuck we going to reform for, according to him? So, I just feel like, in a lot of cases for me, as I get older, I realize if I don't know some shit, if I'm not the person to talk about some shit, I'm going to have somebody with me or bring the person on to kind of tell people about the shit that I may find interesting or that I want people to hear, because I don't know the shit. I think that's smart to do. But I do agree with the fact that we need all the help we can get. If that's the language that, I was going to call him a nigga, if that's the language that he can speak, speak it to him, sister. But other than that, it is what it is. And, I would hope that she brings on other people. And I think I've seen her doing whatever she kind of knows in terms of speaking to different people and getting insight in terms of understanding things that people of color may go through. And her kids are people of color now. And I think, Vasi, I think that was you that was kind of not happy about her. I think it was you going at it with the Rhyme Fest dude and saying certain things about my kids are running this shit or some shit like that. And that was the read. Crystal was kind of going off about that. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't think she's the ideal person, but whatever keeps these wheels rolling.
If she got some good ideas, well.
Yeah, I think she was more so just talking about her, but whatever. Let's go into my weekly revelations.
Shout out to that, because I need one.
So I was I started reading again. I got into Jennifer Lewis's book because I bought it. I got like a whole bunch of books. I just don't have time to read. I'm in like the third chapter or something. So it's just a little part she had. She was just talking about going from St. Louis to New York after she finished undergrad and just kind of, getting into the Broadway, just lifestyle, trying to find a job. And she was talking about, some of the things she did on Broadway. And then just one of her random statements, she was like, I think I put it in here. She said, whatever she was talking about, she said, I smiled a bit thinking how meaningless rejection became as years rolled by. So she was talking about something, how she didn't get a job and she was just hysterical and crying or whatever. And then at this point, she's like, what the fuck ever. So I just wanted to ask you guys real simply, has there ever been a time where, you were rejected by something and then you look back on it and you'd be like, the fuck, that was so stupid.
I'm trying to think of a specific time, but I think that's my views on rejection now. Like, usually when I get rejected, whether it be by a job or a person or whatever the case may be, I'll just be like, well, it's not meant for me. And some people will be like, why do you always say that? Because I feel like I can't waste time being upset at the fact that a job turned me down or some guy, doesn't like me the way I like him, whatever the case may be. I try not to waste time on rejection. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, if it's something that I thought I did good at and I really thought that it was gonna turn out the way I would have hoped.
Right.
I can't say that I don't get a little bit discouraged, but it's not to the point where I'm like, I'm not trying nothing else because I don't want to get rejected. I think kind of like what she said, the older you get, you kind of just be like, whatever, like.
Yeah, she didn't really say that. It was just kind of one of them things where she was at a different point and she looked back. I think she said she lost her voice singing something or she embarrassed herself. And then somewhere else she didn't get the job. And she was just crying, just hysterically. And she was at this point, her telling the story, she was at a whole different spot. And she was just like, I just realized how stupid it was. And also, too, I want to mention, I was watching Charlamagne on Real Time with Bill Maher. And he was just giving his story that we've all heard just about him working at Taco Bell and just getting fired from different jobs over time and realizing that, you get to certain places, but it's really, to tell you that you need to go another direction. So I don't want to. You wanna?
No, yeah. I mean, I think I mentioned the quote maybe a couple episodes ago, but rejection is just God's protection and redirection. So, and that's slowly entering in my spirit.
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Not God's rejection is just simply God's protection and redirection.
Gotcha.
Simply just meaning that door is not meant for you to open. That's for somebody else's door. He's gonna take you and put you to the right door that you need. Or sometimes it's a window or a little crack. He's gonna take you to where you need to go to fulfill your dreams and destinies and goals that He has for you. And that slowly entered my spirit. I think one time I applied for a job where I did something and I didn't get it, and I was pressed about it. And then I think maybe a couple months or maybe even a year down the line, the job folded, and it just wasn't meant for me. That wasn't what I needed to do. So yeah, and I think as you get older, you kind of realize that that you don't have to be pressed for anything. Whatever's meant for you is meant for you. I think being younger or maybe even at this stage in life, you're just kind of hard pressed on trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. And every time you feel like you want to go somewhere and do something, you feel like you've done everything. You did the interview, you did the phone interview, you did the essay, you did the cover letter, did the resume, and then it's like, oh, we're sorry, we're moving in a different direction. You get that or you get that email.
Right.
That's not personal. Said name, we're sorry that you X, Y, and Z, yeah, but we're doing X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, and like I said, I have anytime I can forward you, like I have tons of emails of just rejection from different companies that I applied for. And it's so unfortunate, but it's like the same wording. We're moving in a different direction. At this time, we're going to move forward with another candidate. And it's just like, sometimes you get kind of numb to it, but it can be frustrating, especially at this time in life where you're trying to figure out where you want to go and what you're going to do. And you're kind of like, God, where you want me to go? And, you just got to enter in your spirit that, whatever's for you, you just got to keep working and doing and praying and surrounding yourself with people that have your back, that can support you. And, you'll get to where you need to be. And then when you get older, you can look back and say like, damn, I shouldn't have been pressed about that. So yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
It's just funny. I was I
gumbo.
just seen that Fantasia gif where she was crying after her song and she was singing. It was like when that job she did email.
Yeah.
It was interesting to me, and y'all gonna hear me talk about this soon. When the whole stuff that happened when we were working at Dunkin', and that was a situation where I wasn't really pressed about it, but it was one of those things where it was all I knew at that one point in my life. Even when I was in high school, when I played basketball, and for some reason I knew I didn't really want to do it anymore, but it was just, that's what I knew at that time. So it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Right.
And especially with the Dunkin' thing, you get that rejection that was just kind of like, yep, it's
Out the
over.
blue too.
So yeah, and it catches you. And then before the whole Charlemagne, any of that stuff, I had probably the worst 3 months of my life that I like to say in terms of what the fuck am I supposed to like really be doing right now? And it became one of them things where I was like, if I didn't move from that motherfucker, and I hate to say motherfucker than God, if I didn't leave that place, God was gonna push me out. So it was a lesson for me to really understand that when you get to a certain point and God telling you and giving you all the hints like you need to go and you ain't gonna do it, He gonna push you. And you're gonna be like, when you jump into the water and you start floundering and you come up like, oh, then what Deion Cole say, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of those things where you'd be like, I can see what you was trying to do. And like I said, you'll hear me talk about it later, but it was a multitude of things. I was floundering. Mm-hmm. And now I look back on it and be like, God, that was really, thank you. And it's crazy just to look back and it was a brief statement. Like it really wasn't a key point to what she was talking about, but it was something that I thought was just really interesting that I wanted to ask you guys. So
yeah, and sometimes God will use people and say something so slight and something that you just be like, just having a conversation. Like somebody said something to me Friday. They said she was like, man, I just can't be on the phones But, one day you'll be off those phones and, that's what you're working towards, right? And this lady doesn't know. I mean, she works at the front desk, and I've seen her a couple of times before. I always say hi to her when I'm leaving sometimes. And she doesn't know my goals. She doesn't know what I want to do. But for some reason, for her to say, like, you working towards something else, I'm like, that's God body right there. That's God.
Yeah, you get those different type of people and things, and like you said, little ticks, and you be like, I remember it's funny. I remember one time when I first started working where I work now, I was still working in Madison, and I was probably there a couple months, and it was like I don't think I ever seen this lady, and it was a black lady, and it was funny because I was like, I don't never see black people here, so I think I was like in a cafeteria area, and I was sitting there, and she randomly walked up to me and she was like, where the other girl at? This other chick that used to work with us. I said, she got a new job back in Milwaukee because she had a master's degree or whatever. And she was like, oh, and then she was just looking at me. No, I think she was still there. She just came. No, she left. And she was like, yeah, you go ahead and do whatever you supposed to do. You ain't supposed to be here. Something. Like, it was like, when I tell you, I never seen this lady in my life before. And I was like, okay. And she's like, there's something out there better for you. Like, you're going to be doing like, it was just I'm eating lunch and I just happened to look up and she just was standing there and was like, oh, what happened to such and such? I was like, she went back to Milwaukee. I think she got some little part-time job doing what she do and she couldn't make it out here all the time. Oh, okay. And she was just talking to me about the place. Yeah. She's like, and then she just paused and it was like, she was looking at me and she sent me this energy. It was like so weird. She's like, yeah, she's like, you gonna be out of here. So you gonna be all right. You gonna find something better. You gonna be doing what you want to do. And I don't know this lady. So I'm like, okay. And I literally went back upstairs to work. Like, the fuck is going on? What's that? So like, I see what you mean. It's like little stuff that you think is little nuances. They really be big things to where when you make it to that next step, you look back. So, yeah. So that was the moral of my my revelation. I was just like, dang it! It takes you back to certain points in your life where it may hurt at first. It may be a stab at first. It may be how you crying like Fantasia, but you gonna look back and be like Deion Cole and say, that's all right. Let's move on to dating and relationships. So I know it's been circulating the internet. I just wanted you guys' quick opinion on it if you wanted to be quick. It was a tweet and a lot of people were sharing it. And it says, the fact that Angela Simmons saved her virginity her whole life just to be a single parent tells you go ahead and just live your best life. Laughing emoji.
Is that true? Is she single? I thought she was.
Yeah, so I was watching. I kind of watch a little bit of stuff, and I was watching the Growing Up Hip Hop, and when it was recorded, she was talking about how she's single and it's done and whatever, and the whole storyline of Romeo trying to slide in, they'll be friends, but But yeah, so she's single, and it was sad, not sad, but as I get older, I guess I humanize myself more in a sense because you get stuck on you're supposed to do this, and this, and I could see the angle of what she was trying to do that, and she was talking to her mom, like what's his name, Rev Run's wife, but her actual mom, and she was like, it's just when you're in the public eye, it's just so hard because people got to say stuff about you, and she said I really tried, like. And, it sucks. And her mom like, shit, you got to do what you got to do. So, and I guess this segment, some people were just laughing about it. It's not to bash her. I just wanted you guys' opinion on just that whole statement and just maybe even that situation. Because it's interesting just to see. And then she's like, and I'm a reverend's daughter, reverend thing. And people were like, well, why are you? And I hate to see people kind of in the moments, too. You be like, dang, live your life, girl. Like, fuck these people. I don't even know you. So.
I felt kind of bad because knowing that about her a couple years ago, like, I mean, granted, no one, I feel like people will always be like, we don't really know that, but whatever. It was kind of weird because you saw her from being, from going from, I don't have sex to being pregnant. Then to be, she was engaged, right? They were engaged.
Yeah, and I guess I can agree with that too. That's why I said as the years go by, I humanize myself more because that was my thought too. Because she was literally on Growing Up Hip Hop, and she was telling somebody maybe a season or two ago that she was a virgin, some dude that she was gonna date, and that she wasn't fucking. So then this happens because the people on the show was like, "Is she pregnant?" This is before she had a baby, so it was a part of the storyline. So I think, like you said at that point, you like, it's not even about being like to me. I don't care about you being the reverend's daughter and all that stuff. It's just kind of like, it ain't my business, but don't be putting it out there like, oh, I'm a virgin. But if you're fucking, like, if that's how it happened, fine. I mean, I'm with you, sis. High five. But it was just like, okay. But anyway, go ahead.
Right. And I actually caught a little bit of the new season of Growing Up Hip Hop, and she seemed kind of like you said, she tried, and who was that? Was it Romeo? Somebody was like, that guy was no good for her. I think it was Master P. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody. Yeah, Master P said that too, yeah.
And I was like, dang, even Master P old ass talking shit. I'm like, damn, He must really wasn't no good.
Yeah, well, he was like,
old.
he said it along the lines of, you see where her family come from and his family.
True.
And, you know,
He made it seem like he was a hood nigga.
A lot of people, I think when they was all in the shade room, people was, you know, they shared a comment. Somebody was tagging somebody, girl, look at Sutton. I'm like, oh, hell. Like, and they showing his mugshots and all. Because she was telling Russell Simmons, like, he, you know, how he liked to sit with his little legs. And she, you know, so who's this guy? And he was like, you know, she's like, oh, whatever. And, you know, he got a couple issues. And she's like, what'd he do? What? And he's like, what? And I guess drugs or whatever. And he was just like, well, he clean out? Like, what? And she's like, yeah. And he was like, oh, okay, well, then cool. So a lot of people did have stuff to say. But she didn't really say why it didn't work. She just, like, it's officially done. Like, we tried, so.
Oh, were you done?
I just want to add that sometimes shit happen, and at this point, I hope that she do go on to live her best life. I mean, she ain't gotta now. By live her best life, I don't mean she gotta be out here just thotting,
popping it,
right? But I mean, Angela, if you want to indulge a little bit into Romeo or some other guy, go right ahead when you're ready. I think that's what's important. Like, even people like, what's her name? Yvonne Orji from Insecure. She's in, I don't know how old Angela is. I would assume like her late 20s. But Yvonne is in her, mid-30s? And I think she got a boo too.
Yeah, new boyfriend.
So, hey, things happen when they're supposed to happen. So, hey.
One?
Two things. One.
Women are deplorable.
No.
Hilarious.
Women, I would say along that women that have shamed her for having a baby when she said that she was trying to be a virgin. They are deplorable, because you know how hard it can be to try to keep a status like that, and you know all the things that's going on in this world, and for her to make a mistake. If it was a mistake, she could have wanted to do it. You know, you can't really judge anybody for that. That's people change their minds all the time,
and she probably didn't see herself not being with him.
You know, they were engaged, so that means that makes it good. They probably weren't supposed to get married before the baby happened. Who knows? So one, you're right. Women are deplorable if they judge her for that. Also, two, she's a PK, a preacher's kid. So, knowing,
he's a real reverend.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
I was like, well, at first he wasn't. I'm just playing.
Right. No, at first he wasn't, but but I think he has a church now. I don't know.
I heard they moved out to California. I don't know.
I don't know, but I think he is a real reverend, though. I think he's ordained. But when you are a PK, it is very difficult. PKs are like the celebrities of just that church, because you're the pastor's child, so you have to be doing something unique in the church, whether you can sing, whether you can drum, whatever you can do. People look at you at a certain way. Leading Sunday school, they look at you at a certain way. So
passing out flyers.
Passing out flyers, whatever. I can see exactly. I could see how difficult that image she had to keep up, because that's one thing. Two, she's a celebrity on top of that, a celebrity of a pastor and a PK. So it is very difficult to try to keep up an image that is something that you probably didn't want to have on you in the first place. I know a lot of PKs that, they are the nastiest, freakiest people in the church, because they have to live under this.
You included?
I'm not a PK. It just so happened that they have to keep up this image, and and they just get tired. It's a movie on Netflix called The Preacher's Son. He liked this girl that seemed coming from a very rough place, and mother wasn't really too happy about it. Father was cool, but then come to find out, the mom had a child out of wedlock, and the dad took her in.
And that's the part that gets me. Like, I get you want to hide it or whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do, to be honest with you. If you out here fuck on, you grown. But I think the part that I really don't care. Like, when I saw she had a baby, I'm like, oh, she looked cute, pregnant. But I just think, because I guess that's the show, whatever. They build up the storyline, and then like she was literally telling the dude like, oh yeah, and then like at the end of the season, it was like, I heard Angela's pregnant. I'm like. And I'm thinking it's just, storyline. They like gas it up. And I'm like, what is going on around here? Like, and then like, I get it. Like, you in the public eye, you want to hide everything. But it's just like, be you out here in these streets, fam. That's all I'm saying. Like,
well, not even in the public eye. Like, if they do have a church, church people are some of the worst people.
That's my point. I don't care about that. I'm not a church person, so I don't care. I'm just saying, generally for me, Like, I don't care about none of that. You've been in PK, whatever, because I know the stigma that's behind it. Like you said, some people say they be freaks. I look at everybody as a general person, especially coming up through the church. And I'm grown. And I've seen, when I was young, the pastor's kids, it was like 5 of them. And then you finish, and a couple of years later, you go back and, such and such had a baby. And I'm like, what's what I said, the little story the other day. Like, she be fucking too. Like, and gotta get here somehow. So shit, I really don't care about that part. It's just like, it just maybe just the storyline of watching the show, and then just generally just how it just rolled out. It was just like, I'm a virgin. Like, just keep it. You ain't gotta be in these streets saying that, and then it just pop up. Just be you in these streets.
Right, and to that point, like I totally agree. People shouldn't care, but it's sad that when you go to church, people that wear, just even on a basic level, like the clothes that you wear, you might be wearing tight clothes and this, that, and the other. People condemn you for wearing that type of stuff, and it's just like you don't know the story, you don't know if they got enough clothes, you don't know what they've been through. You should be able to come where you are. Exactly, you should be able to come where you are, and those traditional churches like that, it's like, no, they want to sit in the front. I'm in the front.
I think for her, though, people were just using that against her just to say that. Like,
right.
I think so, too.
Oh, yeah, run your dad. What are you doing? Like, right. And I think, and because you're in the eye, people are just, I could just see how it can be very annoying. So,
go ahead.
Was Vanessa married before she had her baby?
Mm-mm. She had a baby by one of the Wayans, the sons. So
I hope the cute one.
She's so cute. I don't know. I forget which one, but she's stupid. But she's cute though, the baby. But yeah, she didn't. And I can't remember if she said she received any. But Vanessa's very, because even when she was on the Breakfast Club, she was very subtle. Like, she didn't really say much.
I always liked her.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, not Vanessa. What's the other one?
Angela.
I always liked
she's
Angela.
She's very subtle, and I like Vanessa too. She's about a couple years older than her. But yeah, I was like, shit, whatever, sis, do your thing. She cute, momming it out here, doing her thug this. So I just wanted you guys' thoughts on that, because I thought it was just kind of sad, and I hate to see people just say sad shit. It just makes me sad, and especially talking to her mom, where her mom like, well, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do, and she just like, yeah, it just sucks. So anyway, time for my anon. Let's make this short and sweet. Let's see. Which one should I go with? La-da-dee, la-da-da. This one's kind of weird. I'll read it next week.
Dang, I want to know who her baby daddy is.
Who?
Vanessa. I just want to see a picture.
She's out here living his best life. What
all right, so it says, a married couple have been married for 10 years. In the course of that time, the wife gained 150 pounds.
Jesus Lord.
The husband was frustrated and tells her to lose weight or he wants a divorce. The woman is comfortable with her weight and feels he should love her unconditionally. Is he wrong, or has she become too comfortable in the marriage?
What
was the last part of the question?
Is he wrong or is she wrong?
She's wrong. And before I wouldn't have said that, but now I would say she's wrong. When you are in a marriage, there is things happen. Things happen in a marriage where you do get a little too comfortable. Sometimes circumstances happen where you might gain a little weight here and there, 10, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, but 150 pounds, that means you're letting yourself go. And with that being said, there is, I wouldn't say a clause, but there's an unwritten clause in a marriage where you have to keep up what...
She said, fuck that clause.
Exactly. You have to keep up with what attracted you all to get together in the first place.
So show me just in the scripture. Show me what page. Deuteronomy 9:4.
I mean, it's not. It's a book. It's actually a book. The book y'all shunned me on, the 10 dating Christian rules.
But is it in the Lord's? Is it in King James Volume 3, version 69?
Or no?
I don't know. I can look it up. The
Lord said, "Come as you are."
Nah, fam. No, you got to keep up that image, because you will want your partner to be attracted to you. You know what I mean? Like your partner was attracted to you.
So you don't think I look good? I think I look good. So you don't think I look good?
No, you don't. You look bad. You look bad, and I would want you to say the same thing for me. If I look bad, if I let myself go, you need to.
She said, "Motherfucker, you fat too."
No, yeah. I'm sorry. You gotta go.
I had to keep my comment in because that would have been our title.
Yeah. What? What comment?
Nothing.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's our
So
fault. Look bad. Sorry.
I mean, you saying this now, but in the moment, if she do say, you know, you used to have a 4-pack and now you got a 5-pack,
that would cause me to say, "Whoa, my wife is looking at me like I need to step my game."
But what if she liked it?
If she liked it, it's a different story. But if it's coming to a point where to the guy, it's unattractive to him, baby, you are getting fat. You are big. You're about to be on a 600-pound life. I need you to.
That's
step your
so
game
mean.
up.
That's
So
so
is
mean.
that how you would say it to her?
Right.
No,
So say it how you would say it to her.
Baby, you
use that same energy.
Baby, I'm keeping. You're becoming unattractive to me. I love you. I love you, but you're not attracted to me.
You don't like me no more.
That doesn't mean I'm leaving you, baby.
You leaving me? Oh my god.
No, I'm not leaving
called me a fat.
But
girl, he called me a fat bitch.
Never said that. But
you just said
we
she's gonna
need
be
to
on
go
my
to the
600-pound life.
gym.
Like,
You're gonna be in my, but you know, you're gonna.
As she's
We need to
eating
be.
Cheetos.
We need you. Right. I can eat my comfort food, but no, stop it.
What if she
No.
turned out she was pregnant?
That'd be different then.
Then
We
you
need to have
mean
a
as a
conversation.
bitch. You say you
That's
was
terrible.
you a
But
fat
as,
bitch.
as my wife, you should be able to come to me and say, "Baby,
what if she
pregnant?"
didn't know she was
She had
pregnant?
100. That's a lot.
You should know. You should know.
That's
I want
not
you to.
always true.
We need to have a conversation then. We need to have a conversation.
We can have a conversation offline.
yeah, your daddy said you was
I'm gonna
fat.
tell you something, but not on the air. But anyway.
Sorry. You don't get that. You don't get that.
So I'm on the fence.
I know this was gonna make lots of go.
I know.
So
Go for it.
So I don't think it's as severe as saying that there's an unwritten rule. Yeah, you want to keep yourself up for this person, but I not saying it's unrealistic, but I think it's unrealistic to think that within how many years of marriage?
Yeah, go back and look.
Well, hell, in 10 years, 20 years.
10.
Okay. In 10 years of marriage, that weight ain't going to fluctuate.
I don't disagree.
Some motherfuckers' heads get big. You can't change.
I
Don't
feel
disagree.
like you said you don't.
That's what I clearly said. That
Right, but I'm
5, 10,
saying-
50 pounds, but 150 is a whole human.
I had to burp. Excuse me. That your comments is so mean. Like,
No, it's true. I would want the same thing to say said to me. I would want y'all to tell me if there's something uncomfortable. I joke and say y'all calling me fat. I joke, but if they're getting to a point where it's like it's becoming a problem, I would want y'all to let me know.
you ain't gonna work out for us. We ain't your wife.
I understand that, but still, if y'all see me being unhealthy, I would want as my co-host, as my friends at the very level, the very foundation of our relationship.
About your ass all the time.
I mean, that's my
You
ass. I
have
can't
not
help my
one-
ass.
you
But
can't
your
help
ass
your
will be
ass.
smaller if you were smaller.
It's not gonna be smaller.
Moanje, I seen your skinny pig. Your ass was not that
My ass
big.
wasn't the same. It was.
It was not. You look like Junior.
Oh my god!
Players Club.
No, I did. Oh my god! I clearly
He
had
did
a
not
gun.
have a big
Oh my
ass.
God.
Little booties matter.
You said you gonna give me a big ass and a flat top.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to-
No,
It's a ass.
I get
Little
what you
asses
I get what
matter.
you saying, but I think at the same time
eating them damn Twinkies.
that ain't even. At the same time, I think a man has to look at what a woman goes through.
Absolutely.
You know, if after she done had your 4 kids, you know, and things like that, or maybe she's stressed, maybe she's sick. There are multiple things that can contribute to this severe weight gain. I think it's how you go about it. I don't think either of them is wrong. You want to be attracted to the person that you're with.
Right.
I think it's all about how he goes about it. I know we've talked about this scenario a couple of times. I think it's how he goes about it. If he hit her what Mwanje said, damn girl, you finna be on my 600-pound life.
That was
Like,
clearly a joke.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying like some
that
people
same
might really express things like that to
Mhm.
their spouse, like in a disrespectful, hurtful way. Like you need to put the goddamn chicken down.
And if it's to that point where it's around that range, because I've seen that show a couple times, and the reason why they're that big is because people are enabling them.
That's true, but what if she was 150 when y'all met and now she only 300?
Only that's another 100. No, you're about to be. You're half of the 600-pound life. We need to talk.
I wanted a threesome, not another you.
Right, exactly. No.
More pushing for the cushion.
No,
I mean, more cushion for the pushing.
No,
I got 2 yous on one
fuck
pussy.
the couch.
What's the problem?
No, I'm good.
First of all, your dick gonna hurt, but all right.
Some soft pillows.
Yuck.
You nasty.
I didn't necessarily fuck the
First of
couch.
all, your kids gotta sit on that couch.
I didn't fuck the couch.
Who spilled the baby lotion in the couch?
You said I might as well fuck the couch.
I mean, if I had to use an analogy, yeah.
Now it's an analogy.
But no, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done,
niggas will stick their thing in anything.
Basically.
I don't want to say that, but
couch dick.
One nigga's like,
couch dick? No, I didn't say no. The camera saw me. I did not say that.
Can we call it couch dick?
No. Y'all nasty. Y'all disgust me. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lassie. Is that your
I'm
last
done.
point?
What about you, Reese?
What about you?
Him or her?
You better not go with. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do your thing.
I think it's how you go about it. What?
Easy
To be fair, I'm gonna flip it. If I'm talking to my nigga and his head got big, it's over. I'm just playing.
Hey, shit.
You can't help that though.
Better for worse, what?
No, but if I'm talking to my dude or whatever, I'm married, shit like that, and he gained like plenty of weight, we're gonna have to talk about this. But I think for me, how do we get here, nigga? Like once I see that, you know, us kind of getting up there, ho, where you going? Come this way. Like we need to go to the gym, not to the cabinet. So I think it's how you go about it. I think we want to strategically make sure it doesn't happen. I get it. Life happens. Life smacks you in the face. After 10 years, you can look up and shit just be different.
Going out to eat all the time instead of cooking at home.
And I think that's where you need to create the foundation of understanding of we need to kind of, you know, pay attention to little shit. And which, as for me, I'm getting older. I'm trying to understand that. But yeah, I think I wouldn't want to be that person that sits there and my husband's like, I'm not attracted to you anymore. That fucking burns.
Yeah.
And I would want the honesty. I want the truth. But, you know, sometimes the truth hurts. And that's why, for me, I got to say I'm kind of in the middle because I don't want somebody to not be attracted to me. And then I wouldn't want to be on the other side looking like at this fat ass nigga on the couch eating 2 plates. Like, nigga, you had one. Now the kids can't fucking eat because your fat ass took 2 pieces of chicken. Get my goddamn plate!
But that's okay for her to say
said
that.
the kids
It's okay. It's okay for her to say that. But then when I say it, it's you're sick. You're
First of all,
person.
eating
It's
two
cool.
eating
It's
2
cool.
plates
It's
and
cool.
taking from our children's
It's
mouths
cool.
is different than
It's
saying
cool.
my
I
600 pound life.
I see how it works on this show. I see how it works on this show.
Baby boy, get my shake.
I see how it works on this show. I see how it works. That's all right.
Listen, if you got a fat ass nigga, who said it's easy for you to get that shit off of there? Me? But
that it goes to my point. I think you saw it too, Reese. The Man in 3B.
I'm not aware of that.
On Netflix, where the woman was getting she was getting bigger, and the husband left her. Because I guess he found out he did some shit. Some guy moved in, and he was running, and she was trying to start working out herself. And the guy was like, "Hey, you know, if you keep giving me these plates, this food that you cook, I'll work you out." And worked her out, lost X amount of pounds. I forgot how many she lost, and started looking great. Husband came back around and said, "Damn, like I want you back." And she like, "No, I'm with this new nigga." So you know,
kind of like, why did I get married?
Right?
Yeah, same thing. So it's just, you know, just take that extra time and you know, kind of have that heart to heart. It's probably gonna sting a little bit, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you know, that person loves you. At the end of at the very the basic level, human level, that they still love you, just not looking like you used to look. So,
what
there you go.
I need from you is understanding.
Plan.
Get your fat ass in here. Put down the weed.
Beer.
Anyway,
Y'all funny.
Yeah, well, that's my listeners. Let me know, or let us know what you think about that.
You getting fat?
Are you getting fat?
Are you?
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Because I was gonna say get, but
Oh
anyway.
God!
Are you getting fat?
Jesus!
What? It slipped out.
So much hate speech going
Just
on.
so extra. That's why.
That
I'm like,
hate speech going on around here. That the views and opinions of YBO is
No,
not
every fucking body.
Reese. Barry.
You said this ain't
God.
This ain't
We not in London. It's not a cigarette.
No, nigga, this ain't
Jesus.
what Charlamagne said. DJ Envy said, I mean the clause in there that said if he say something dumb, no, nigga, it's everybody.
Smart.
All for one and one for all.
Yeah, let me write this clause down.
One band.
Anyway, Lassie, quote of the week.
Quote of the week. Okay, so it says, I want to encourage you to look at yourself. Each time you feel yourself angry or reacting to anything outside of yourself, go within. Ask yourself what you're reacting to and ask yourself what energy you're bringing to restore balance. Run a tab on yourself.
Okay, I like that. Run a tab on that ass. I'm looking for a dime.
Yeah, top of the line.
Wani. My empowerment of the week is going to go to someone that is unfortunately not, I guess if you want to say, not too liked in the media.
Not everybody's favorite right now.
Not everybody's favorite right now, but
The least like Gemini.
but I want to use him for this empowerment because he said something in his album that I think that people need to hear. And like I said, it's on the second song, Yikes, at the very, very end. He says that my bipolar is my superpower. And anybody that has a unique, I don't want to call it ailment, but unique, something that's unique to you that not other people may not have, whether it be bipolar or some type of mental disorder. I want you to know that that doesn't necessarily define you. There are people out here that are dyslexic, that are actors, people that are scientists, people that are just great people that have done some great things in this world, and that doesn't necessarily have to define you. Like I said, the person I want to use is Kanye. He has over 21 Grammys. He uses that
21 Grammys, superstar family,
and he uses that to his advantage. So, I mean, go for it. Go for it. That doesn't necessarily define who you are. So take that, use that, and learn from it, and figure out how you can make it your superpower. And go from there. Because sometimes a lot of people that have certain disabilities are able to do some incredible things in this world, and people compared to people that are quote unquote normal, because we just take advantage of our normalness. But you all have to go that extra mile, the extra step to be successful. And I think a lot of times that helps out in achieving the goals that you have. So that's my empowerment of the week.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kanye.
Be you, get the help you need, and yeah.
Don't let it define you.
Thinking about it too. I don't watch Empire like I used to, but think about Andre, like with his, the way his character's written. If that man wasn't who he was, that company, to my knowledge, would be under right by now. So, so just imagine, imagine Kanye not having that, having being suffering from bipolar. Who knows to say what type of music he'll put out? He probably could be greater. I don't know, but at this current point in time, we just
at this point from what we know,
right? Exactly.
This
is part of who he is, and he created a great album. 8 albums in. So.
Yeah. So be who you are. Get the help you need, and yeah, all that good stuff. What's this? 77. How y'all feel about that one?
Pretty good. We talked about some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I like about us? We be talking about I just thought about like a little flash. We just be talking about a whole bunch of different shit in our time frame, and I think that's pretty dope.
Facts.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was listening to what was it? Most Known Unknown, Luis and them podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny because I was like listening to. Okay, it's like you got these. They sound like hood niggas, and it's just funny like hearing their perspectives on different things. And I think that's what's needed. Like you need to have people just talk about certain situations in terms of police brutality and things that's kind of going on in the world and neighborhood. And I just think it's dope that we have all these people in Milwaukee and all over the world. And I think I paused for a second that day, and I'm like, damn, you got literally everybody from everywhere: Texas, Houston, California, New York, Milwaukee, just creating their own podcast and kind of talking about what's on their mind and their own opinion. And I just really thought about how the world is just really a lot of fucking opinions, and in a way it can get pretty sticky, but I think it's really, really dope, especially just hearing different people talk about different things. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're talking about, keep it going and share your thoughts. Episode 77, as always, I am Reese Berry. That's ReeseBera. 4 Ys. That's Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat, and Instagram.
I'm Lassie at Lola Baby BOYBEE on Snapchat and on Instagram and Twitter at LaCreme Lola. Lonnie.
That's your boy Mwanje. That's MWANJE. Follow me on all social media platforms. That's Mwanje Uganda for Leopard. And thank you so much for taking the time out listening to us. We appreciate it.
Yep, episode 77. We out.
Peace.